button.
I like
We in
no
the
problem.
building now, goddammit.
Well, guess what? We was dead a minute ago, but goddamn it, we are now live at 5/7 Central from the Piranha Pond StreamCast. How's everybody doing today? We want to welcome you guys all back into the Piranha Pond. I am the illustrious host, Kingfish Mac, Director of Parks and Recs in this bitch, joined as usual, but not as usual lately, by all of the piranhas who are swimming in the pond today. We are fully loaded up around this bad boy. To the right of me, never outside of me, is my boy, my brother from another mother, Mr. Frankie. There is none flyer. What's up with you, baby boy?
What it do, folks? Man, I'm happy to be around my piranhas. You know what I'm saying? Ready to chomp some shit up. Miss y'all.
Oh yeah, miss y'all too.
That's right. That's right. And below me, got my boy, Mr. Missing in Action, Mr. Nick Nash. What's going on with you, baby boy?
Hooking quick fishing, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Young Sleeping Beauty, aka allegedly, nigga.
Yeah, yeah. Try to stay out the grease. You know what I'm saying? But frying shit up. I'm ready to get it sizzling.
Heard the fuck out of that. Yeah, man. I was kind of worried about you yesterday.
Like always, you know what I'm saying? Incognito half of the time, but it's always a good thing, though.
That's right.
Believe you me.
And shit, you guys know what's happening. Y'all know who makes the pond beautiful up around this bad boy, keeping the scum away. It's my beautiful cousin, Miss Nick Mo. What's going on, Chef?
Oh, how y'all doing?
Oh, that's right.
In here. In here.
Hanging and slanging.
Good boy.
Yeah. Nick, I don't know if you caught the replay yesterday, but we started out three-handed yesterday and ended up two-handed. Man, we never did that before. Just two of us in the pond for a whole hour. But
who that is?
I tried.
Me and Shell kept it rolling. Frank was in at first, and as soon as we went live,
that's just acting up.
Issues.
Yeah, we all here today, Kingdom. We in it. We swimming in it.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And shit, I might as well introduce my other baby who's running the comment section. I ain't fake mad at her no more.
Show back the whole crew here today.
Yeah,
original ab mid around this bitch.
Yes, indeed. My other lovely cousin, Miss Keena.
Protect your game.
Now we just need to get the executive producer to chime in. She at work though.
We gonna catch her one good time though. We gonna catch her one good time.
She got to catch us one good time while we are actually live.
Yeah, she got to come catch this.
Right.
Not at 2:00 in the morning.
She got to come catch this.
Yeah, so I see somebody. I had checked in the Facebook. I see somebody that had the little master class of the dance thing, huh?
Oh, talking about Maddie.
Yeah.
That was her recital pictures. Yeah, her recital was Sunday.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Already ready already.
Mm-hmm. Ready.
For greatness, goddamn.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready.
Hey man, sugar free said.
Sugar freeze. Hey, you catch a pause and free. No.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So it was the freehand talk yesterday. Doing it live.
Low key, man. I was in there for a second and couldn't stay in. That was crazy.
Was trying. He tried to stay up in this thing, but he couldn't. But that's all right. We here today.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. What was we talking about yesterday, Chef?
Oh, relationship.
Talking about something that has to do with relationship. Right.
Here we go.
That's what it was.
It was in that realm. I would think
yeah, we was talking about
calling people
defining what dating is and
what it means
different
to you.
Shits that, yeah.
Well, how about this, right? How about if where has the word quarantine gone? Courting. I'm a court.
We talked about this too. Yep.
We talked about all that.
You know what I'm saying?
I commented on some of it.
We said it was like a lost sex.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's go ahead.
you should have jumped in. You should have jumped in the replay, bro.
Oh
You
yeah.
should have jumped in the replay and dropped a comment.
Well,
You was up at
someone haven't
3:30
been
this
watching.
motherfucking morning, right?
Somebody what? Oh, why you put me up there? I ain't been watching. Hey, I'm out of bound and not down. You know what I'm saying? So
All the time,
though.
Always get up and jump back in right quick.
You know what I'm saying?
I think to sum it up, we had kind of was like,
Matt.
there
Yeah.
is not a really
I know
clear
that's me.
concise definition of dating, actually dating in this society, like right now, and basically
that
it's
still
just kind of
exist?
sum it up to what dating means to you. You know, like some people may be doing some stuff like just because they call it dating doesn't mean that it's dating in your book. So we
Pretty
was just
much.
saying that the you know, like I guess like the traditional act. I hate to say traditional, but traditional is like
Hey, look,
What's wrong with traditional? It is
because
tradition.
does it work?
Oh, because I hate to say that because you know why? Because right now people walk more than one walk of life, and it's not fair just to say that. You know, and I said I hate to say traditional because that was just lack of a better phrase, you know, and stuff like that. It's just like we said, dating in today's society. We
So
felt like it
it's
was a whole lot different than you know, you know, you know what we say that, but shit, it might not have been all that different. Maybe
it is a big difference. Look, so I
some people may not feel like it's a big difference. I mean, to me, women always had to put up with bullshit, regardless of what stage or era that we're in. But you
yeah.
know what? We ain't finna do this today. We did it
No,
yesterday.
hey, let me ask you this though. Let me tell you this though, right quick, one time. Shout out to my weed man for putting me back in the game. It's been a couple
Don't
days
break
in the building.
break
You know what I'm saying?
don't
Oh
break
yeah.
Ain't cloning itself. It's crazy as shit happening right now.
So
This weed is good.
hey, but you know what? We're gonna have to revisit that subject right there
We
because
7 minutes in, ain't even started a new topic, and y'all already getting crunk. I feel like this is gonna go a while tonight. I feel like
Nah,
yeah.
man, we finna talk about some other stuff.
I feel like
Like,
Nah, what we gonna do?
He's still rolling up, ain't even did no commentating yet. It's gonna be
oh,
okay.
I
he's still
know.
setting up. The fearless leader is
Yeah,
still behind the curtain. We just see.
I'm preparing so that I can't smoke inside this joint right here. So I'm
Yeah, he's
preparing.
still
So as
setting
soon
up.
as I roll up, I could just do this, right? I'm gonna hit y'all with the
What are you doing?
This
I don't know.
nigga's
He caught
cloning
himself.
himself.
I'm
So
gonna
look,
clone myself and bounce.
Right.
oh,
You know what I'm saying?
So you know what? But
good.
while he's doing it, let's talk about some pressing issues
Let's
Well,
do
here
that.
I was
that I
Okay, there we
feel
gonna
go.
like are a whole lot
here.
pressing to do right now.
Yeah,
I know
here
the
we
big
go.
two things that are on my mind lately is the fact that there was almost like a voter suppression bill going around in Texas, and last minute over the weekend, the Democrats out here kind of like they like
Oh
got
shit.
together and they killed a portion of the bill in Texas like over the weekend.
Okay.
So because it was they was trying to tighten up on everything in reference to voting, and again, they just trying to suppress us more, just different ways to say that you can't vote. And on
So
top of that, another bill that they're still trying to push, they trying their damnedest to tear down
Hold
versus
on.
Wade.
right.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm looking forward. It ain't too far. Ain't never too far.
I know.
Goddammit.
Oh no, you keep your voter book with. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we
Hey,
go.
don't let them
There
take
we
it.
go.
It is all right. They do
There we
not
go.
let them take them.
And they
They can,
trying their best to
they
try to
can't take
turn
nothing.
down Roe versus Wade, and it's near and dear to my heart.
All we gotta do is fight, baby. You know what I'm saying?
All we gotta keep
Vote.
doing is fighting. You know.
Yeah.
Vote.
But
But
I feel a certain kind of way about a group of men trying to tell women what to do with their bodies, especially when there's especially if they're not gonna do anything to help with it and stuff like that. And I say that as to say that if all birth control was offered, if all birth control was accepted by insurance companies. You know, if it was just if it was about all that stuff being available to women, then that would be it still wouldn't even be different because who the fuck gives you the right? But maybe you can get somebody to stomach it a little bit better. You know, maybe you can see well, if you was doing all of this, you still may not have had to do all this. But I feel like if you're not gonna if you're not gonna make stuff accessible to women, if most birth control is still gonna be denied by insurance companies, I feel like you don't have the right to be trying to tell somebody that what to do or what circumstances, to you what may be, because now I feel like I'm answering to a fucking white man about why I want to terminate my pregnancy. You
Well,
know,
you are.
because I got raped by
Right.
my daddy's brother. I gotta explain to you why that shit means something to me.
Right. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they're saying. They,
Yeah.
it's almost like
Even saying
victim
that rape
shaming.
is not even a eligible reason now.
And then
So
once the stigma shit didn't work, then they
right.
started trying to
Exactly.
redact
Exactly. They
laws.
thought just okay, we just gonna slut shame them to death. But now that people
Right.
be like, I don't give a fuck what you want. I got 13 kids. I don't want 14. Like, right. You want to talk about
Yeah.
regardless of the
But
fact
and that goes back.
it's not their choice, it's not their right. It's in the Constitution and the stupid ass Supreme Court that we got needs to be upholding that.
So
And if you
so the
can't
thing
do
is,
that,
right?
then you shouldn't be on that court. There's a lot of other things that need to be overturned, but you ain't coming for those. We ain't talking about nothing educational wise. Still, damn, they got most segregation going on, even though they want to say we don't. What happened to in schools, like they don't, they ain't regarding the right of schools anymore, and stuff like that. Separation between church and state, they ain't doing that.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. And so it still goes back to population control, right?
Right.
Two things.
And the thing is that they don't give the power to the woman that actually what there was that the universe designed it for is to create. So you can't tell me that the whole thing, if the world depended on and they said, hey, whatever the population, we need more males, more females, and all y'all women need to populate, whether we got a fucking sperm bank or whatever,
And
right?
I
It's
still
not
think
going to
it go
be.
back to putting the local people. You still gotta, if because you got control of who you putting in there as your governor, your lieutenant
Yeah,
governor, it is.
and,
It's,
and
it goes back to a lot of those local elections that you got to get involved in.
Now we
yeah,
sinking in, goddamn it. Now we're
yeah,
sinking in.
and,
We got to get into our
and then
local
the thing is,
politics. We got to put the right people in the right positions. And it starts from the bottom up. We can't do nothing with the top people. They already
And I
there.
feel like this. I I just feel like that you putting people in a bad situation. You're gonna make a whole lot of women, younger women, or however you want to classify, you're going to put them in a bad position to where they're going to make a more dangerous choice. And then what
of course,
it's going to take enough of children trying to give themselves abortion with hot clothes hangers again. Is like that's what we really trying to go back to. That's what we're really doing. Like you know, like there was a movie called If These Walls Could Talk. That movie couldn't be more relevant now ever in dealing with the situation with Roe versus Wade. I, I,
yeah,
I
but it's
feel like I feel like you're gonna put people in a bad position to make an unhealthy choice or unhealthy decision when it wasn't even your right to tell them about their right in the first place. And the same thing about
yeah
voting.
because
Who are you? I just feel like you're trying to create laws to suppress minorities.
mm,
You talking about stronger voting polls. They was even talking about one time polling a polling a million ballots, mailboxes. Who the fuck
Um,
doing that?
I bet you the boy Ice Cube is sounding better and better each day because that's where we need to start in the first place with us and our local politicians.
Yeah.
Um, my foresight is a bit more in the future in terms of, starting with our children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and kind of really get back into directing futures, not just watching them grow up. You know what I'm saying? Give them purpose, give them a reason, find out what they're good at, and encourage that shit
Right.
to build bridges to better shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's first and foremost. You got to start with us and building better people. B, local politics, man. Learn your local branches, learn your local legislations, learn your local bills, all that.
Propositions.
Right.
Right. All
Propositions.
that.
This is right. You know,
Get
we
into
should.
your local politics, man. Find people who are of like mind, because I guarantee you, I promise you, they're out there.
There is strength in
Oh, yeah.
numbers.
Here's my question: What do we do to ensure that the local politicians are on the same page as whatever your particular concern is, right?
Paperwork.
Because I think, like, say, if we take the issue that Shell is talking about right now, the whole Roe versus Wade scenario, I think that is an issue that is important for women of all cultures, but also important to white conservative male politicians, because black men almost don't have a dog in the fight other than supporting whatever a black woman wants in terms of this, right? We don't really have very much say so.
Because I haven't heard much men come forward with supporting that, with supporting what you're saying. I mean, I don't feel like don't get me wrong. I feel like it's a matter of time before we're gonna be on Capitol Hill protesting this shit like the Million Man March. But I feel like no. I feel like men don't have a stake in the game in this, which they do is their seeds. But do y'all care enough? Because I don't feel like y'all do.
Hell yeah, I do. God damn it, I'm here saying it every day.
I mean, I just need y'all to make some noise about some other shit y'all making noise about.
So then the thing is, what I actually, start seeing too, right? Because we don't have the systemic problems that a lot of people that we don't have the excuse no more that it's babies that's being born to addictive parents in our community. Like underlying crack. You know what I'm saying? That you actually put people to sit, they're gonna end up in foster care or, premature, so forth and something. So now you got this big opioid crisis that's going on, and just as far as the simulation of that community, right now,
the opioid crisis has been going on. That ain't that.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying it's not affecting our community as much as this. So it's like when you actually look at the underground views about it, right? It's like we are everybody with with melanin, every people that want to build families, because these women out here that want to have kids, you know what I'm saying, that they yearning to have a career than a kid, but they'd rather have the kid than before the career, right? And everybody's like, we building a strong family value, right? So now it's like, let's take it away, like you said, the local politicians. So who is it directly affecting? We got to go to that minute level on what is the catastrophic damage of bringing this law into effect? Who does it affect, right? And you're right, revamping it, it's not going to make a difference. Or saying, like you said, slut shaming or whatever. No, people want, people's like, okay, from 28 to whatever. But when you got TV shows like Pregnant at 16, then people see that. It's like all the problem. No, it's not a problem with bringing an entity into this life. We got to populate the people.
Well, you know what the killing part about it is to me, that it used to be that, you'd be like, well, it's not their problem, so they really don't care about it. It mostly contains to one particular group of race or minority, but that's just not the case. There's more white women out here having abortions than anything. There's more of them addicted to heroin and crack and all that. So I'm really trying to see that, because normally you wouldn't find that if it's affecting somebody else, because we're at the bottom of the totem pole in reference to what the fuck they care about, and what women they care about. But I'm surprised. I really am surprised that this is, because like I said, it's not. I know black women who were laid off drugs 9 to 10 months to have a clean baby. You can't say saying about all. I'm not. I don't find that with our race. You know,
Yeah,
at least
Can,
we
oh, can
have that motherly. You know, we want to at least try to do the right thing for a little bit of time. You know, even if we gonna go right back, but you know, like trying to bring a healthy baby into the world. But yeah,
so
yeah,
listen, I want to first off thank you because um as men, of course, naturally we don't think about that. A, B, as the tip of the spear, because you now have the platform. Shout as loud as you need to, baby. We got your back. God damn it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
This is fucking. We don't
yeah.
know.
We rolling.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have abortion, so we don't know. So this
right.
is your platform.
Right.
Run
Well,
that
and
shit.
don't get me wrong, because I mean, because I'm a you know play devil's advocate. I feel like if you're gonna go hard about this, then go hard about meaning vasectomies. It takes two.
Just do that. I mean,
It takes two. So if you're gonna
Yeah,
go that hard on something that was already in the Constitution of giving women the right to choose or what they're gonna do with their body, if that's the case, then let's just go ahead and cut it off at the horn. If that's the case, then what? Men who have at least two or more babies make them have a vasectomy. You know, like I'm just saying, and I'm not anywhere saying that I want that to happen, but I'm just saying that how is just the
first
population
of
of
all,
children just directed just to women?
first of all, I don't think no other man should govern what no other man or woman should do
To
with their
do
body in
right,
general.
period.
Period.
but
Yeah,
they don't even at least make it fair.
All you
Like
do
you
is
like why
help and
y'all
shut the fuck up and
like
get
of
out the way.
all the things
That's
going
your
on,
job.
like climate control, global warming at an all-time high, having winter storms in fucking February when most places are doing almost in spring. You know, like there's a lot of other issues we could be dealing with. You know, infrastructure with cities getting ready for fucking hurricane season. Make sure there's shelters in place. Make sure there's FEMA got
Yeah,
money.
making sure we don't lose no more motherfucking cities.
Make sure you don't use that, you know, in y'all area. Make sure that you know y'all trying to be all right with the earthquakes and stuff like that, with the wildfires. You know, none of that. Why that's got to be like of all the stuff that we got going on right now. The two biggest things is suppressing voters' rights and telling women what to do with their bodies.
My
Well,
question,
so
my answer to all that
what
is
I,
they cannot if we don't let them.
what I was gonna
More of
say,
us than it is them, nigga.
and it's funny because I actually see it happening right here, right now. What I was gonna say, and that was in direct response to what Shell was talking about. Um, what I was trying to say was that okay, so when Frank says start at the grassroots level, local politics, this, that, and the third, right? Well, shit, where we starting at is with black folks, because that's who is going to be the city council members or whatever in our community. So what I was saying was, or the question I was asking was, how do you get how do you get the local politicians to be on the same page as the position that Shell is promoting? And what I didn't get to say was, what you're generally going to get from the local politicians is a lot of politically correct rhetoric, right? A lot of we agree with you, a lot of other considerations that are right along line with whatever it is that you're talking about and shit like that. But the thing about it is that the people who are pushing to have a say so in women, not just black women, but women's decisions of what to do with their body, are not black men. They're not local black men politicians, right? It's white men, white conservative politicians in higher legislative positions, right? Who basically have said, fuck it, we just gonna mash with what we trying to push. Because once again, I have to say that although you'll hear a lot of posturing from black men generally don't share your concerns except to be in support of you. And that is because we are not given an equal or even a considerate say in what happens there, right? So for the last 50 years, black men have not only been removed from the conversation of what happens when you get pregnant on accident, but we're removed in a way that is very fucking vehement. It's like, nigga, this is my baby type of shit, right? So for the last 20 years, black men just haven't said shit. You get pregnant, you decide to abort the baby, or you decide to keep the baby. It's your choice, my responsibility. Now, what's happening is black women find themselves in a fight along with white women against white men. But black men are still not part of the conversation. You're not asking us, what do we think? You're asking us to just support you, support your position, right? Without even considering, what is my position? Now, it's not to say that my position is any different than yours, right? I may legitimately support your right to choose what you do with your body, and shit, it's not my fucking business to tell you. That may be my position, but I'm not even given the opportunity to say that that's my position, right?
It seems like we're not giving that. We definitely ain't giving it.
What you mean?
I said here, they either don't want to know or ain't asking us how the fuck we feel about it.
Who's not?
And we're the ones that is affected.
Wait, who's not asking you?
The people, the lawmakers that are putting the rules into place. They're
Well,
not like.
Well, I'm in total agreement with you right there, right? And
no, I was just saying that in regards to what you saying. I said, shit. I mean, it's about us, and we're not even giving the right. We're straight up being told that this is what you're going to do.
Here, let me take the conversation away from something so personal and apply the exact same fundamental logic, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm a prisoner, right? I'm a convict, ex-convict, right? And shit, that's been kind of like, what my life is. So I'm a member of a particular group, right? Mm-hmm. Now let's just say this whole group, right, got together and said, well, the minute that you get out of prison, there should be no parole, right? Mm-hmm. You should just you did your fucking time. Why are you still fucking with me, trying to get me back in prison again? The whole parole system is set up for failure. It's designed for motherfuckers to go back to the penitentiary. It's designed to keep me from being prosperous in my new life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to, turn a second leaf or whatever and shit, right? Now, say if me and Frank been making this argument for 10 years, right? Mm-hmm. But for 8 of those 10 years, right? When a black woman comes up and says, oh yeah, well, maybe you should woo-woo, then our response is, look, you ain't never been to the penitentiary. So how the fuck can you tell me what it is that I'm supposed to want in my situation? It's my situation, right? And that's just been the brunt of it, right? So the conversation amongst black women who deal with ex-cons is, them niggas don't ever want you to fucking say shit about what's going on with them any fucking way. So girl, you just got to shut the fuck up. Now it comes down to legislation time, right? And you got some white men that's, trying to, knock back. They want to add more parole, right? Now, mind you, this shit don't affect you. You ain't never had no right to say nothing about what happens with my parole any fucking way, right? But now I'm telling you, I need you to come out and fucking argue against this parole shit the same way you argue against global warming, the same way you argue against the hurricanes, the same way you argue against, all the other shit, the same shit that you're saying right now, right? How can I now, as my woman, right, mm-hmm. I can expect you to have an empathetic feeling, right? Like, okay, well, my nigga is really trying to do something productive and move forward with his life. They holding him back, so I'm gonna support him, right? But how can I expect my woman to be out there on the front lines arguing as vehemently about me and about a situation that doesn't affect her? She has no say-so about it whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And it's not her that's trying to change the fucking law. She just rolling with whatever the fuck.
First of all, I'm there, most people I know are there 100%. I just need you all, the gentlemen who have served time, to be more passionate about y'all shit. I hate that y'all so lax about the fact that, okay, I gotta do parole for 10 years, but I done served 25 years. I want you to be mad about that. I want you
You're
to
not
do
answering the
what can
question.
I do? And I'm saying
In my scenario,
hold on.
sweetheart, in my
All I'm
scenario,
saying is
no,
that
you
if
hold on.
you
In my
are,
scenario,
it
we
doesn't
are
seem
mad.
like
We are
the
just,
women-
we not only are we mad, but
Mhm.
we've been mad and we've been doing something about it for the last 10 years.
But it just
In my scenario.
like nobody is making noise about it. I'm all for making noise about it.
No. I'm not talking about in real life. I'm just
Right.
giving you a
Well,
scenario
no,
that employs the same logic that
Right.
you employ with me arguing vehemently about, them doing whatever with Roe versus Wade. What I'm saying is that it only affects me because it affects you. It
I'm
don't
not-
But
really
since
affect me. It
so
don't
the
really
thing is,
affect me. It don't affect
so
me.
then it's
most women,
What I'm
most
saying
women
is
I know
it should
are
affect me.
down for it.
What I'm saying is it should affect me, right?
Right.
But it doesn't because of the relationship, the general relationship between
No.
me
Hold
as a
on.
black
Let's
woman.
say that it doesn't affect it because if it affects you, it should affect me.
see,
If
but
you
the thing
That's
is,
what he
right?
said.
That's
That's
what
the only reason
Shell,
it
I already
affects.
said that. I already said that. That's the only reason why it affects me.
if it affects you,
The only reason.
me.
No. Listen, sweetie. The only reason it affects me is because I'm sympathetic to you as my woman.
Right.
But in real life, it doesn't really affect me because I never had nothing to say about this shit. No way.
Right. Well,
You feel
I mean,
what I'm
I feel
saying?
the same way about the situation.
So the same way,
yeah.
the same way that you would feel about my parole situation.
Mhm.
Like it only affects you because you support me. It don't affect you when you get your ass up to go to work. It don't affect you in your job. It don't affect you in trying to get no housing. All this shit affects me. But as my woman, you want to support me, right? So that's why you roll with me. Not because you got no real say so, and not because you ever had no say so.
We
So hold
simply
on,
don't
maybe
know
I'm
the
a little
plight.
confused about it. Are we saying that, and this could just be a figment point of view, but let's just say we was taking this to point of view for argument's sake. Is the general consensus with what you're saying is that you feel like that we're not making enough noise about this? If it was a real scenario, that we are not making enough noise about it, because maybe I'm confused about where we're going with it.
No, I'm saying that in that scenario that I described, right,
Mhm.
I have made it clear to my woman that this ain't her fight, that she don't get no real say-so in what the fuck goes on with me and my parole. Now, she can sympathize, empathize with me, and support me, but in terms of her having a real say-so as to whether or not parole is shorter, it don't really affect her. And my position for as long as I've been with her is, why the fuck would you even have anything to say about this shit anyway if you ain't supporting me? It's my fucking body. I'm the nigga that's on parole. I'm the nigga who can't get a job. I'm a nigga who can't get housed, not you. So your ideas.
So she can't be upset about your cause?
No, yeah.
Well, she could be upset about my cause and support
only
me.
Because it affects me though.
My thing is this. Let's say if she opposed,
you couldn't get.
Let's say if she opposed my cause.
Both of y'all.
Let's say if she opposed my position, right? She was like, nigga, you did the time, nigga. I mean, you did the crime, do the time, nigga. That's part of it, nigga. Stop complaining, crying so motherfucking much. If you can't get a job, nigga, try harder. We'll whoop this, that, and the third. And stop arguing with these white people about this motherfucking legislation shit.
I just don't think most women would share that general consensus. I know I definitely wouldn't.
Well, I don't think most men are, when they sit down and have the conversation with a woman who got pregnant on accident, is telling her what to do. He's really just expressing because it affects his ass too. It affects him damn near more than her, or at least just as much.
Hold on, wait. So if you can say that, then why the fact that I'm with you and you can't get a job, why that can't, and it's affecting our income, then why that can't affect me? Because you just said on the same flip side that your situation won't have nothing to do with me, but indirectly it does. Because if I'm now the ultimate breadwinner because you can get a decent job, then that affects me.
What I'm saying is, okay, so you're not pregnant, right? But you promoting, the idea of women's rights, and you're not pregnant, right? Okay, well, I'm I'm a parolee that's not jobless, but most of my niggas are, right? So now this is my activist. This is my activist fucking movement shit, right? When people's talking about the prison industrial complex, I'm in the fucking conversation. I'm watching all the YouTube videos. I'm having conversations with you about this shit. It don't affect you. You got to get up and go do your fucking job at Marriott or wherever you work at, right? You know what I'm saying? But in terms of what's going on with me as a political movement, right? Mm-hmm. I'm promoting this whole new thing about, you know what I'm saying, fucking parole, reconstructing the parole system, right? Now, what I'm saying is, say if you come to offer some information, right, or offer some dialogue to the conversation, and my position for the entire length of the time that you've known me is, sweetheart, you don't understand, and you really don't have a right to say nothing because you ain't a parolee. You ain't never been a parolee, you ain't never been to prison, and you ain't never going. So this shit really don't affect you. You know, what right do you have to have any opinion whatsoever? It's my life, right? So if that's my position with my woman, similar to the way that women treat men in our community when they get pregnant on accident. It's my body, nigga. It's not your fucking baby. It's my baby.
The breakdown is that we need to realize that people want us to be separate and unequal. We could still be separate and equal. I definitely get what you're saying. My situation.
Okay, well, as long as you get what I'm saying, because that really wasn't my point. I ended up getting sidetracked. Like
no, I get it. But I think that's where the breakdown is coming in. I think that we need to realize that ultimately what affects women does affect men, and what affects men does affect women. I think that we have to be better as a community and as a whole with that. I definitely feel like.
So what my question, where I was going with it, and I ended up getting sidetracked on it, this whole thing was, there's no question, right, that this is the sentiment, regardless of what men say. Like I said, I sat right here and I stopped in my question, and then watched Frank and Nick respond to you. And I'm saying niggas don't really like, yeah, nigga, that's what you say to your woman. Because you know what I'm saying? Why would you have a different opinion? But really, you don't give a fuck, because nigga, your opinion don't matter no fucking way. Most niggas don't, right? We're only in the conversation to make you feel good about the conversation. We realize we don't have no power whatsoever. If you decided Roe versus Wade should be abolished and women should be fucking not allowed to have abortion. If you my woman, my job is to say, yeah, you're right.
But see,
it don't matter what everybody else is talking about.
We can only amplify your cries.
I don't feel like that should just stop as okay.
But the thing about it is, you don't understand that anything other than that causes me to go down a dark rabbit hole with my woman. And at the end, it's not going to make no difference anyway, because I'm still not going to be any more powerful than I was at the beginning of the conversation. So bottom line is,
just because you feel like it doesn't mean that it's right. And that's what I'm saying. That's the breakdown. That's the mind wash. That's the brain wash. We gotta be for each other, even if it doesn't directly affect.
No. Well, because I'm gonna tell you why. If you let me,
I don't want police killing our black men.
I will tell you.
It might not directly affect me and my brother.
I will tell you.
I'm out here fighting for it.
I'll tell you why. Do you want me to tell you? I'll tell you why. The reason why is because men feel like we haven't had a say. Now that it's time for us to fight for you, you want us to fight for you without even having a say. But that's not my point, right? Because even with me saying this is, again, I always say this is the square that tells you what men really feel and don't give a fuck who I piss off about. But what I'm saying, listen, what I'm saying, what I'm saying,
I want them to care.
No, what I'm saying is this. No, what I'm telling you is this. What I'm telling you is this, right? How men feel and how men react are rarely the same thing when you talk about dealing with your woman, because of the idea whether it's true or not, whether you want to argue the truthfulness of it or not. The idea in men's head that if I disagree with my woman, I will sleep on the couch. Period.
It's just got
especially
things big in life.
Especially no, listen. Especially when we're talking about something that you guys have vehemently drew a line in the sand. This is my body, nigga. You don't got fuck to say about it. Now you want me to have fuck to say about it. Now, I'm saying all this because I'm telling you how niggas feel. But what niggas do is support their women. That's what we do. So your whole argument is moot. Because the nigga that fuck with you, he gonna be out there protesting with your ass if that's what you gonna go do.
We can only amplify your pride.
Now, he ain't gonna tell you that he feel like what I'm talking about. And if he does, you know what you gonna do? You gonna tell him he don't, like you telling me.
I just don't see how.
So
I definitely get what you're saying, but even with the point that you used to make the point, it just seemed like you are. It seemed like you already have it embedded in your head that
I ain't never had no woman in my life call my parole agent. I ain't never had no woman in my life ever call my parole agent and tell them anything good on my behalf.
And maybe you just ain't never messed with a real one. And that could just be true too. But I don't get that. I don't get that. Because
so look,
I don't feel the same way, and I definitely the chicks I roll with don't feel the same way. So what I'm saying is that no, I can't relate to that because that's not the stance I would take. If it took, I petitioned for McDonald's to keep the fucking McRib. So why wouldn't I petition to have you as a black man not have to do parole for 25 years after you done already served 30?
So look,
I don't get
not the point that I was making, Shell. It's not the point I was making. It was not the point that I was making, sweetheart. You kind of just ignored the fact. You ignored the whole. You ignored the whole.
I don't get it. But at the same time, it was though.
You don't get it because
just like you said, why would you not? It's the same reason why we wouldn't. Because it's right, A, and B, because it's for you.
So look, let me add one more thing to the pot.
What more do you need? You know what I'm saying?
Let me add one more thing to the pot, right? So if you become at the forefront of the conversation, right, and they pan the camera towards your way, now you know they're gonna beat you up and kill you. They're gonna publicly try to shame you if you went to jail, if you got more than 2 kids, if you owe child support, and like, who is this guy as the poster child with this woman to bring more kids in the world, and he dropped the ball as a fucking man. Nobody's not even talking about that shit. Because that 9 times out of 10, your shit gonna come up in conversation when it's like, okay, who are you as a man? What kind of description you had with the thing? And don't even let you say that you had showed up to abortion clinic before, now you find out for the rights, whatever your woman said that she wanted to do. Now, mind you, at the end of the day, they're going to do what the fuck they want to do because this is the big money game. Bottom line, population control. You know what I'm saying? So you have no right, even if I wanted to build a family of 10, but they actually highlight on TV quintuplets, optimoms, all the rest of that shit. Mm-hmm. So we step up and say we want to be an optimized family, right? And have 15 kids right now, and we're going to call it quits, right? So women get your tube tied, men get your vasectomies or whatever, right? And they march you in the line and shoot your ass up to sterilize you, or cut your balls off and take your ovaries. Or put it just to say you got strong genes.
I don't know.
It don't matter what the fight is. Most of us, it's never going to win.
We keep getting caught up in.
We just need to go ahead and populate the.
Yeah, Junebug, this is live. We keep getting caught up in what I think is this, him versus her, who's right on the man-woman side of the game, and I have to admit that it's my fault because I always use these. I try to use these reverse examples to underlie philosophy, and we get caught on the example, and that's what we're doing right now. Shell, you kind of. Well, let me finish. Let me finish. Just let me finish. right now, what you caught up in, what this conversation has become, is whether or not a woman is supportive to her man who's in the scenario that I described as you are expecting for just any man to be in terms of supporting you on the women's abortion shit. What I'm saying is that ain't the conversation that I'm trying to have right here, right? What I keep trying to get back to is this, and I said it in the very first question, right? What is it that we can do to get the local politicians on your page? Because you can sit here and argue with me all day about the correctness, political correctness, the empathetic qualities. Let me finish. You can argue all of that shit, but what you can't never argue is that the men that you are going to be asking to support you, not just your nigga, but the men who are in political positions to try to move some shit, are not concerned. They're not concerned because these are not issues that have affected us as Black men. Like, we haven't had,
we don't have no power.
We've never had no power about this, right? So now
we never had no power.
Just imagine, right? Just imagine for all my life, right? I've been on the straight and narrow, and I got 2 women pregnant, right? As a teenager. And in both instances, I was on some, hey, let's have this conversation. It was like, nigga, what conversation? It's my body, whoop, this, that, and the third. Now, 30 years later, I'm a fucking congressman, right? And then I have a Black woman come to me and say, look, they fucking with Roe versus Wade, and you're going to have to do something to stand up for us as Black women, about this abortion shit. And then my position to her is, well, damn, I've never been having a voice about the abortion conversation, even when it was my child, right? So what I'm saying to you is, how do we change my mind? Me, the congressman who don't believe that this shit affects me at all. Yeah, it affects my woman, but what if I don't got no woman? What if I ain't got to worry about going home to somebody that got me sleeping on the fucking couch?
So that's what I'm saying.
How do you get me involved?
With your direct scenario, but all I'm saying is that regardless of the scenario, regardless of the reason, we have to do better as coming together to support each other, no matter what the scenario is. It don't necessarily have to be about abortion. It doesn't have to necessarily be about somebody in jail on parole, just in general. And that's why I said
you keep missing.
Hold on. That takes us back to a previous conversation. That's why we can't get together and protest, right? That's why we can't galvanize, because we can't pick a situation where we can all go this way on. Even if you feel like that, if this is what we need to do to try to get the bill overturned, and this is what we need to do. That's why we can't successfully protest, right? Because we can't come together on the general cause. It doesn't matter if I don't support.
It does matter, Shell. It does matter. It matters.
You saying
it does matter. What I'm saying matters.
It doesn't matter because I've never been.
What I'm saying is, if we're talking about an issue that traditionally,
I don't agree.
Your position has been that I don't got nothing to say.
Because I don't get that you don't want me to care.
No.
What are you talking about?
Where did you get that from?
Because that's what it sounds like you're saying.
What it sounds like I'm saying is exactly what I'm saying.
So we can't care about each other in a way that we can support each other?
That's the exact opposite of what I said. Actually, what I said was
not what it's coming across as.
No, what I said to you was, in issues that I don't give a fuck about, I'm gonna roll with my woman because she gives a fuck about it. That's what support is.
But that's what
I'm gonna do that. You want me? So not only,
I guess I'll support you.
It just comes back. It always comes back to this, Shell. It always comes back to this. When me and you have this conversation, from my perspective, it always comes back to, not only do you want me to do what you want me to do, but you want me to like it too.
Yeah,
I'm saying you can't. But you can't have it like that, man. I'm a whole person. I'm a whole person. I'm a whole person. You can't pull a string in my back and expect to get a particular response.
And guess what?
I'm a whole fucking person.
Ride the fence
in the scenario that I'm talking about, I don't give a fuck if it's you won't let me have a piece of cheese in the house. Whatever the fuck it is that you told me that I didn't have no say-so about, and you come back and now you want me to support you in having a say-so about that shit, and you telling me it don't make no fucking difference how you treated me about this shit yesterday? I'm just supposed to roll with you without no conversation whatsoever? Get the fuck out of here, man. That's why we ain't got no fucking
So guess what? It might not pertain to you directly, but guess what? If it's your sister, if it's your niece, if it's your goddaughter that's out here trying to alleviate the situation to where they didn't have any control over it in the first place,
I'm going to support her just the same way I'm going to support you. But guess what? Her having a baby or not having the baby, I ain't got no control over that. I'm going to support without having no kind of vote. I don't have no vote. Check this here, right?
I just think
we already established that I don't have no vote,
right? We're saying the same thing, but we just saying different.
We have already established that I don't have a vote, right?
Support each other.
When it comes down to you getting pregnant, I don't got no vote, right? I mean, let's just establish what it is. Do I or do I not have a vote when it comes down to whether you're going to get an abortion of my child?
Do you?
No, I don't. Fuck no, I don't. Fuck no, I don't. Let's just get it right. Fuck no, I don't. I don't have no vote. I don't have no. I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you. But what I'm saying is that that's why the people.
I am asking you. Do I have a vote? Do I have a vote? Don't go by what I say. Let's go by what you say. Do I have a vote?
At this point, I don't have a vote.
Which lies to the point. How do we get the local politicians?
Everything except to answer the question. Right? We're going to do everything except to answer the question, right? We're going to do everything except to answer the question, right?
But that's the point. How do we get the politicians to open up the floor to where you can have a vote? So it's tied all back in.
In terms of this conversation,
hold on.
In terms of this conversation, I do not have any influence over whether or not you choose to keep this baby. Period. Period. If I disagree with you, it don't make no fucking difference.
I personally feel how I personally feel. And this is just me. And I know that there's no perfect situation out there. If it was me in the scenario, then yes. I would talk to I would actually want the child's father to be involved. I would want to sit down and have that hard conversation on what we gonna do.
I'm talking about you want to do one thing, he want to do the other.
Okay.
Which
what? So what you? I mean, this. You
are. Come on, Shell. Hey, look, this whole podcast is supposed to be about us keeping it real.
Okay, so
look, it ain't nobody that's watching this show right now that thinks that a nigga that gets you pregnant got anything to say about what you do with your body. There ain't a nigga 20 years old, there ain't a nigga 40 years old or under who's not married, who has had any say-so whatsoever about what happens when a woman gets pregnant by him.
But you asked about the.
You know that. I know that. It's what happens in our community. It don't matter what should be. It's what is.
Okay. Well, you doing you and they doing them, and that's the problem right there. Can't nobody ever come together on it. You got 7 kids already, so you telling me you don't want a kid. I'm with you, and I love you, but I don't have no kids, and I want a kid. So what am I supposed to do? But again, you got a matter in the but just because you got
argue that shit out and tell y'all
one, how is that fair?
Argue that shit out until you come to a conclusion. Like what I'm saying is this.
No. Answer the situation. How is
I'm fixing to answer it if you let me. God damn it, you ain't gonna never let me answer it. I'm gonna answer it. The answer to the question is if that scenario were to happen. On the big ass what if, then you stay and you fucking argue that shit out until you can't no fucking more. You know what I'm saying? Period. However, the reality of our situation, Shell, and this is what I keep trying to deal with, why I get frustrated. Because you keep dealing with the what ifs and what's supposed to be's, and I keep talking about what really is, man. And in the black community, niggas don't get no say so about what happens when a chick gets pregnant. You know that just like I know that, man. We can sit here on this digital platform and try to say all the politically correct shit, but you know, like I know that if a woman decides that she's having the baby, or if she decides that she's not having the baby, what the nigga's talking about, he don't even get to be a part of that fucking conversation. Only thing he gets to do is drive her ass to the clinic and pay $300. Period. Or
I feel like that if you don't want to support the bill, that's fine. But again, when you have young girls that are dead because they try to perform abortion.
Well, Frank, where it's coming from is she don't just want me to support her. She want me to support her and believe it.
I just feel like we turned it into something that was a real different.
I can only believe as much as she does. I can only do what you do. I can't do no more, no less. If I do any less, then I'm left in a nigga. So that ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna support you as much as you. I'm gonna roar just as loud as you roar, but I can't roar no louder because it's not my dog.
But in the fact
I have no dog in that fight,
out, right?
But I can support your dog. That's all I can do.
Until we can come better together as a people and support them.
But that is together though. Because I died supporting you though. I would die supporting you and everything you believe in though.
And I feel like when you say that, you'd be like, well, I'm a support.
All I'm saying, but that ain't good enough. That ain't never good enough. It ain't never good enough for a black man to support a black woman.
Now when the budget is all you're gonna do it, but you're gonna have reservations about it, then why do it?
What you want me to do?
When I was sacrificing everything for that,
we supporting y'all wholeheartedly.
And go wherever the fuck you got to go to make sure you get your point across. Because that's what we do for you, as you would do for us. We are no less motherfuckers than you are.
All I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is
y'all support us how y'all do us, we do you too. We just do it silently.
If all of a sudden they were talking about, cutting niggas' dicks off for whatever fucking reason, and me as a man and shit, right, have been telling you for all our relationship that you don't got fuck to do with my dick, and then all of a sudden the white man want to come cut my dick off, and I'm telling you, you need to support me in this motherfucking fight, and it don't matter what I said to you yesterday, it's just some bullshit. As just respecting me as a person is just some bullshit. How are we in a relationship if, like I said, it's just like you just want to pull the string in my back and just have me fucking say what the fuck you want me to say? I'm not no real person. I don't have no feelings, no emotions, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just fucking do what you want me to do and like it. Fuck that you've been kicking me in my ass for the last fucking 50 years about the same issue, right? To the extent where, niggas is strapping up. When I was young, man, I did not see a rubber outside the package until I was 30. Magic Johnson did that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas wasn't using no fucking rubbers, but guess what? Niggas use them now.
Magic and easy, goddammit.
Accidents. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas is like, nah, man, it's too much power for me not to have. You know what I'm saying? For me not to be involved, I'm just reduced down to do what you tell me to do, whether it's pay the bills, take care of the kids, be there, don't be there. It's like, fuck. And then at the end of the day,
here's the thing, though.
But at the end of the day, it's like a nigga is like, okay, but you telling me now that I can't even feel like I feel? Come on, man, I feel like I feel.
At the end of the day, though, that part is low-key irrelevant. It's the actions that matter. Like, we gonna do it regardless. We warriors. You want to fight, we gonna fight. Because that's what we do.
But I think Michelle was saying that I don't know what she was saying, because my next question was, if I feel this way, and I can't change how I feel, if I don't feel like my voice means shit in this particular fight, right? And I'm still going to fight the fight for you, even though I don't feel like, like, what the fuck am I fighting for? What if I don't go fight? What if I act on what I feel, right? If I feel that, I ain't never had no voice about her having an abortion. So shit, I'm still not gonna have no fucking voice. And then you telling me as a woman, you saying, hold on, you telling me as a woman, nah, fuck that. You know, as a black community, we need to fight this shit together. And then I say, yeah, okay, well, we'll fight it together. But I still feel like I ain't had no voice. Now, what if I acted on feeling like I ain't got no voice, as opposed to just shutting the fuck up and rolling with you and going out and protesting and some more shit, even though I'm feeling fucked up about it? Because what you saying is you don't want me to feel fucked up about it, but how does that even work? You ain't giving me no options.
So check this out.
As a matter of fact, you kind of making me feel even more fucked up about it, because we don't even get to talk about the fact that I ain't had no voice for the last 40 years about this particular issue. And now I got to go on the front lines and fight it. Now I'm willing to go on the front lines. Right? Damn, can we at least have the conversation that, damn, I'm going on the front lines. Does this show you that I should mean something? We don't even get to have that conversation, because you saying that I can't even express having no fucking trepidations or no reservations about supporting you, even though I'm going to support you. You don't want me to feel how I feel. Go ahead, Nick.
So check this out, right? So look, every man wants to have a baby. Sometimes we just don't want the headache to go with the baby, but we want the babies. We want to walk graduation football, girls looking cute, barrettes in their hair. You know, that's my baby. That's
if y'all supported women's positions better, maybe it might be a better outcome with that. I think if men want some more supportive of women, then y'all might.
What is better?
Y'all
what
might
is better?
Y'all looking for. But I can't understand why you can support a bill like Roe versus Wade. No, it don't have shit to do with you, because it's not your body. But you need to support it.
Why?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So at the end of the day, right?
Because it's not right.
Why do I need to support?
And you know what it is? And that's just it.
Why do I need to support it, Shell? Why do I need to support it?
Because white men ain't out here telling men that they need to have a black man, that they need to have men, that they need to have a vasectomy.
It ain't my body.
If it was the other way around,
it's not my body.
About Roe versus Wade, but you don't, so you don't have a stake in the game. So either you're gonna support it or you ain't gonna support it. But you can't tell me that we're not.
It's not my body,
because at this point we don't have a choice in it.
It's not my body. First of all, it's not my body. Here, let me finish. It's not my body. That's the first thing. Secondly, I'm not trying to take nothing away from nobody. Let me finish. We don't have to. Not my body.
Let's do something.
It's not my body.
Again, you don't have no skin in the game on it. You don't have no skin in the game.
It's not my body.
Rules being applied to women, being applied to men. So you don't have no empathy for it, and it's coming across that way.
I'm simply putting myself in the position of how a man that you're going to ask to help you with legislation is generally going to feel.
The same way y'all do. Don't give a shit.
No. That's not.
No, it's not that we don't give. It's not that we don't give a shit. It's that we have not. This is a subject that you have told me for 50 years to shut my motherfucking mouth. Now the white man is on your ass and you want me to fight. Now, I'm not saying I won't fight. What I'm saying is it's fucked up that you won't even have the conversation with me about the last 50 years. I'm gonna fight. Let's get that out the fucking way, right? It ain't that you ain't gonna get my support. You're getting that. But why is it that I can't get yours? Why is it that you can request my support, demand my support, but I can't get your understanding? Not even a little bit. You refuse to have the conversation. Your conversation is, well, nigga, you should. Well, nigga, you should give a fuck.
I said that I felt like,
God damn,
people supported each other.
Why you been stepping on my motherfucking neck about this subject for the last 50 years? That ain't even relevant, right?
So, it seems like for the past 50 years, most women haven't even had. It's a bill about women's rights.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see where you're going with it. It's a bill.
Where I'm going with it is it's a bill about women's rights, and you are upset.
Women.
You are upset about
where you coming from. So
I'm telling you, if you let me, you ain't gonna let me tell you. You don't get where I'm coming from, and you don't want to get where I'm coming from. Is that what you're
I
saying?
just feel like if it was reversed, you'd feel it better, but it's not.
I think that you don't. I think
feel
you.
like
I think you don't
have to
feel.
feel.
I think that you believe I don't feel you because I'm giving you something to think about that you don't want to acknowledge.
No, Key, you tell me what conversation for the past 50 years am I supposed to be? Because maybe I'm missing it. What conversation am I supposed to be having with men about it?
What conversation you're supposed to be having with a man who gets you pregnant on accident is any conversation that doesn't include, nigga, it's my body. I do what the fuck I want to.
So I gave you a very popular scenario. So
but it's not popular.
Because
it's not
a popular scenario. How many scenarios that you run up to a man might have at least maybe already 5 or 6 kids, and a girl might already have either none or maybe 1 or 2. Okay, so now what it is that they really don't want you to have the baby, but you really want to have the baby. So where is the
you
winning?
keep trying to argue the point. You keep trying to argue the specific point, Shell. I'm not arguing against those points.
Right?
I'm not arguing against those points. And this is why we keep missing each other. The conversation is that you want me to do something in support of you, right? And I'm saying, I got you. And then you want me to believe in the support that I'm giving you. You want me to feel the same way about the shit that you do. Let me finish, goddammit. Goddamn, let me finish. You want me to feel about your shit how you feel about your shit. Even though I'm physically giving you the support that you asked for, you want me to emotionally be in the same place. And what I'm saying to you is, because of the historic reference point about this particular subject, abortion in the Black community, Black men have been silenced. I'm telling you that this is how we feel. You don't get to tell me that we don't feel this way, sweetheart. Okay. You should just accept that we feel this way. And the way we feel, let me finish. The way we feel is that the way that we feel,
less than that point.
Yeah. The way that we feel is that
between you and that person.
Sweetheart, you can't tell. It'll be easier for you to let me tell you. It'll be easier for you to let me tell you what I mean than for you to try to interpret what I mean. And that's where we keep going wrong at, because you stop hearing what I'm saying and start thinking about what you think I mean. I mean exactly what I said. No. I mean exactly the words that I'm saying. Here, let me be very, very clear. Black men feel as though when you get pregnant, we ain't got shit to say.
But can I stop you right there?
You can't stop me because it is the truth. You can't refute it.
About a particular incident, I need to know.
I'm talking about.
You feel about Roe versus Wade.
I'm telling you how I feel.
A particular person getting pregnant.
I'm telling you how I feel.
That's
you just
not the bill at hand.
You're not hearing me, Shell. I am telling you.
Because you're not talking about the bill itself.
I am talking about the bill. You just not hearing me because you're getting caught up on the shit that you're not doing. You realize how unfair it is for you to require me to be what you're requiring me to be. And so you just don't want to you just don't want to deal with it.
Requirement
because you told me when I said
requirement.
Here, I'm gonna tell you how. I'm going to tell you how.
How can you?
Here is how. Here is how. Here it is how a requirement. Because you said, not me, you said, not only do you want me to support you, you want me to agree with you too.
I just don't understand why you wouldn't.
And I'm telling you why I wouldn't. Because you have silenced my voice in this area for the last 50 years. So
you never had a voice in Roe versus Wade. It was never a bill about a man.
It was a bill about abortion and a woman's right to have an abortion. And the Black woman's position is, not only is it my right, nigga, you don't even get to say nothing. I decide. You pay the bill, nigga, whatever it's going to be. That's just what it is. And if you don't believe that that's what it is, then we having the conversation for nothing.
We
That's
definitely
what it is.
like the Mississippi River runs from like St. Louis down to Louisiana.
Because
and there are like small streams that run
here,
over.
let me tell you what this is.
Talking about is
no, let me tell you what this.
Mainstream.
No.
The mainstream is Roe versus Wade. You never had
Okay.
a voice in
Here.
and you never.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What is it about Roe versus Wade that you oppose?
The
Just
fact
quick.
that a man can tell me what to do with my body.
Okay.
That's all. That's the point.
What is it? Okay. What is it now? What is it about Roe versus Wade that you want me to feel?
I want you to feel the human compassion that nobody has the right to tell anybody what to do with their body.
Okay, so now here's the thing.
Little sub pregnancies or what you may or may not have.
So here's the thing.
Right.
Okay,
so here's the constitutional right.
Okay, but listen to what I'm saying, though, sweetie. And this is where you're not hearing me, man. You're gonna go off on a tangent about some shit that don't got nothing to do with the point that I'm talking about. This is the point that I'm talking about. You asked about Roe versus Wade. I'm dealing specifically with Roe versus Wade, and you going on some other shit. So I asked you, what is it that you want me to be concerned about? And you said the fact that no man can tell a woman what to do with her body. Here's the thing. I've been hearing that from you for 50 years. So I'm not only am I not telling you what to do with your body, I'm not telling this white man what to do with your body. That's how I feel. Now, how I act is this is my woman, and my woman needs my support in an area where she's been shitting on me for the whole last fucking all my life, right? But guess what? That don't matter. Even though I got to think about it in my head that when her ass got pregnant, she told me, nigga, it didn't make no fucking difference that I couldn't afford no fucking child. You wanted to have the baby, we had the motherfucking baby, period. I didn't have a fucking say-so about it, but guess what? I'm going to support my woman. What you saying to me is that ain't good enough. And I'm saying anything else is not human.
I'm just have to give me individual circumstances does not come.
It's not individual though, sweetie, because in the whole reason we having this conversation is not because of me. Because guess what? I tell you guys all the time that this square up here where I'm at is the voice of the average nigga, right? But I've never lived the average life, right? On a whole bunch of different areas. So I'm not describing my shit. Actually, my shit was the exact opposite. Neither one of the three of my baby mamas wanted to have the kid, and I pressed a hard line. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. You're going to do this shit for 9 months, and I'll take the baby with me, if that's what you're talking about. But you're having this motherfucking baby. You laid down, we having this bitch. So it's not about my feelings. Mm-hmm. It's just about you're asking, in general terms, you being the voice of Black women, right? And Frank was the one who said we got to start at local politics. And it immediately hit me, well, shit, your local politicians is going to be motherfuckers that don't really give a fuck about this argument anyway. So how do you convince them? And what you've been doing is arguing with me, not convincing them.
No, I'm not really arguing with you. I said that we need to get together in a local area. And what you're saying that I feel like if that's how you feel like that, then I don't want the fucking men support. I don't want to have a big shit in my life. So I feel like I feel like if you just can't see the human factor in it, which you have.
But you're not seeing the human factor, though, Shell. You're not seeing the human factor at all, though. That's the whole thing.
Okay, can I say this?
Things that you're not willing to give.
Can I say this?
Keep asking the Black man for something that you're not willing to give to him. And I don't understand it.
Can I say this? Can I say this? Just right quick.
That's what needs to be done. I feel like we need to be holding our lawmakers accountable. We need to be protesting. We need to be going up to our capitals. We need to be sitting in. We need to be chaining ourselves to the whatever it is. I feel like we need to be holding people accountable. That's what I feel.
Right. So listen, right?
Obviously, those men feel like y'all feel. So I don't know how we're gonna be with that, but it's whatever.
This is the fundamental point, right? At the end of the day, at the end of the fucking day, when you sit down between you, your child, and your maker, who in the F else matters in that particular decision? It ain't got fuck shit to do with nobody else but you.
That's
We,
just the point.
him, her,
It's
them.
just
Hold
that
on. I
somebody
say
just
that to
trying
say
to
this.
tell you
Hold
what
on.
decision.
Hold on. I say that to say this. To say this. For as much as you feel about that, we feel that way too. Only all we can
Because
do is
it's
act on
you.
it. Because us feeling the way we feel really
Because we
don't
love
matter.
you. Right. We just
It
gonna
don't matter.
roll
At
how
the end
we
of the
gonna
day,
roll.
whatever
We
you
gonna
decide,
roll
we
with
gonna roll
what
with
makes
what
you
you got
happy.
going on. We gonna push whatever line you pushing.
But it's just not very human for you to expect me
Because I
to
just
have an
don't feel
entire
I just don't
to
feel like
expect me to
you
have an
as a woman. I
entire
feel like you can take
turn.
to your sister, your niece, your
No,
grandma.
but we with you though. That's what
The
you
thing
don't
about
understand.
it,
To so many more
the thing
people.
about it is when
How you
my
gonna ride with your
sister
woman on it?
when my sister and my niece got pregnant, and it was never a time for me to sit down and have a conversation with them about whether they were going to keep the child. But when my woman got pregnant, she didn't even want to have the conversation. She's just like, fuck that nigga, it's my body. Who the fuck are you? And that's what happens, man. And all I'm saying, Shell, I know that hearing the shit out loud, right, is going to make a woman wince, because you don't want to fucking think that you elicit this type of feeling in a man. The thing about it is that women generally don't tend to think that men have any kind of emotional response other than anger, right? So we're gonna fuck some shit up, and that's it. We ain't gonna cry, we ain't gonna get depressed, and we certainly ain't gonna be feeling like, less than worthy when you deny us any kind of fucking influence over the most important decision that happens in both of our lives, right? Like, you just nullified me down to a fucking paycheck. But okay, that's what it is. That's what America says it is. And that's really what Black America says it is. And most niggas fall down on the job. Most niggas will get your ass pregnant. You decide to have the baby. And them niggas don't get no driver's license because their child support is in arrears. But occasionally you'll get a nigga like me or Frank or Nick that takes care of whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? We're going to roll with whatever happens. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to support our chick. But to think that we don't have an emotional response to you having a 180-degree turn in the way that you view me versus a particular thing, right? Because yesterday, before the white man got involved, it was, nigga, you ain't got nothing to do with my body. And today is, nigga, you need to fight for me to have the right to tell the next nigga he ain't got nothing to do with my body. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, mommy, I got you, but I'm still kind of fucked up about it. And you saying, no, nigga, don't be fucked up. Get on point.
I guess that's where my wisdom has to
pull
catch up with my spirit.
And
I mean,
I just start doing what the fuck you say.
I guess that's where my wisdom has to catch up with my spirit.
Passionate about it, but again, maybe
you couldn't be passionate because you made us not passionate.
Maybe
hold on.
We've been passionate.
I guess that's where my wisdom.
And the people that made y'all passionate, I do apologize for them. I think that's totally the wrong way.
Some of us just didn't quit, right?
Listen.
I'm the nigga that'll bust you in your head. You ain't gonna have my baby. You ain't gonna have no more babies.
Because I'm not wise enough to care about all that. I'm just down for the fight. Let's go. You see what I'm saying? All that other shit is irrelevant to me. We fighting for something. Let's fight. We'll talk about our other shit later.
But what we gonna do? We gonna.
I don't care. Fuck all that.
Oh, you know what?
Are we gonna fight? Are we gonna fight?
Something else about something.
Are we gonna fight?
Or we gonna be like,
I'm gonna fight though.
But I really don't know about it.
I just realized something. I just realized something, and this is my bad. This is my bad. We are having two different conversations about the same thing in the same space, because what I'm realizing right now in this moment is that, Shell, you talking about the nigga that is supposed to be there with you, laying down, fighting with you. And I keep saying, yeah, for me and my woman, I'm a raw, but what the whole idea of me giving you a bird's eye view of the way that men feel, really how we feel, right? Regardless of what we do. Because most niggas ain't even gonna tell you the shit that I'm talking about. They're just gonna roll with you and be like, baby, you're right. And just feel how they feel and just try to mask that shit. You know, nigga ain't gonna cry, he ain't gonna pout. You know what I'm saying? Most of us. Some of us, you know what I'm saying, is gonna be loud and proud about the way we feel and still support your ass. But here's the thing. None of this time, only in response to the questions that you have I been talking about, yo, dude, remember, my initial question was, Frank, you talking about local politicians. they are mostly black men. How do you get them? See, my whole thing was trying to explain to you, Shell, you got an uphill battle because black men in political power locally feel like what I'm talking about. It don't matter whether it's right or wrong, whether you agree with it. It just is what it is, babe. What you got to do, we as a community of people, we have to figure out how to make motherfuckers not feel like that. How to make motherfuckers feel like, well, I'm not just doing this so I don't have to sleep on the couch tonight. Because if given the choice between two political projects, right? One is the campaign for, women's rights, and the other is to fucking get, another $10 million in school funding, then generally that black politician locally, he ain't really giving a fuck about what you're talking about. He gonna tell you, yeah, ma'am, I feel you, and tell you all the right shit. But when it comes down to political action, he's gonna always find something else because he's not invested in what you're talking about. And the reason he's not invested in what you're talking about is number one, because he hasn't had a voice in what you're talking about for his entire life. And secondly, he ain't trying to take shit from you anyway. So now you have to figure out, how do I get this motherfucker invested in my fight? And that's all I've been trying to say to you, sweetie. I'm not trying to argue whether
and I have an answer to that.
the feeling is right or wrong or any of that shit, right?
I feel like if a person can't support the humane decision, then
you can't draw no lines in the sand when you're talking about political shit, though, man.
Right. So listen, here's the thing about politics.
To come out and support, because if I gotta sit here and do what I did with somebody else, then I'm just gonna try to see if we can get more five women to the one man, because you don't want to hear, and obviously they wouldn't want to hear it.
Madam,
let's reduce it to politics. Let's take to get somebody to
all of that out of
what's humane and what's not humane.
Okay, but wait, let's take that out of it. Let's reduce it to politics, right? And the answer to that is money and media. The louder you scream, the more money behind you.
I agree about the media, right?
That's what's gonna happen.
And I guess I could just,
there,
I guess I could just count on
the right amount of money behind the right politician.
At the
White House. That's politics. Politics is about dough. Period. Point blank. If you got the money to match your cries, they go jump right in there and cry right along with you.
Yeah, you're right.
Got to get our dough up.
I think it's about some of our local leaders. It's like you said. I guess at some point we have to.
But we can worry about all that later. We can worry about that later. We're talking about giving you the right to do what the fuck you want to do with your body, right?
I don't understand.
The way to go about that.
If they try to overturn it, then I guess they just don't want to see the point of view about it. I mean, it's been in existence since, like you said, almost the past 50 years. So if it's trying to be overturned, then it's just because people just don't want it. They just don't care.
We find a person with the loudest voice to take this money, and we gonna cry your cry. That's the only way it's gonna work in politics, baby. Other than that, we talk about that over dinner or at Sizzler or something. Yeah. We talking about politically.
I think exactly. I think that Frank is absolutely right, and I think Shell that you're right in terms of morality, but in terms of the way that politics and shit works, how you get changes made in America, kind of trading on the morality of a particular person, you're always gonna get left in the dust. If you want to get something done, then you're gonna have to trade in some fucking political fucking currency, man, whatever that might be. And the one thing that you can't have is a line drawn in the sand where you ain't trying to hear what the motherfucker that you trying to get to help you is talking about, period. It's the quickest way to lose a motherfucker's help. And then for you to be saying, well, I don't want his help anyway, that's some bullshit, because you wouldn't have asked in the first place.
I mean, it's another thing that we have to try to convince lawmakers, but the fact that now we have to, I would just say it's disappointing to me to know that it's more than one man we have to be out here trying to fight. You gotta, you have to be, I'm sorry, lack of a better word, convinced.
But you only think that whenever, you only think that in the times when you run up against
your corner. So
the thing about that whole argument, Shell, and it kind of like comes up, is that you only think that you always think that in the times when there is a positional disagreement. So what it comes off to for me, right, is that because you ain't never shelled my cousin talking to me. You are always the voice of black women in that fucking square. And so to me, what it says is black women are not willing to negotiate. Black women are not willing to compromise. It's what you talking about, and anything other than that is a fucking problem. Even if we doing 10 things and I'm cool and agree with 8 of them, but 2 of them we got to have a conversation, then that fucks up the whole 10 from your point.
If someone was to
And
come
I'm
up
like,
to
that's
me
some
and tell
bullshit.
me all men over the age of, let's say, even 45 to 50 should have vasectomy, the first thing I would say was, hell no, why would we do that? Why would we impose that? And as quickly as I could say that, I would think that Roe versus Wade would be something like very less thought of for men to jump on and agree with. But again, that's the difference between Venus and Mars, and that's another conversation.
Well, here, let me tell you this, right? Difference between Venus and Mars. I'll tell you the difference between black men, right? So you got what you would call mainstream black men, right? Who are generally, middle class, urban, and progressively democratic, that kind of person, right? And then you got crooks, you got street niggas. And street niggas don't really know what they are politically, but I'll break it down for you. Because street niggas are ultra conservative niggas, right? So first of all, right, death penalty on the table, always. No trial, no jury, fuck a trial and jury. I'm trial and jury. Steal my shit, I'll knock your ass back in the middle of the street. That's death penalty right there. Uncut with it. No government interference, none of that shit. Fucking welfare. Nigga, I'm out here buying fucking dope, flipping it, kicking niggas in the ass and more shit. If you sitting on the fucking corner want me to give you something, nigga, if you don't get a fucking job or a fucking hustle, ain't no goddamn welfare around this motherfucker. That's niggas on the street. Abortion. Nigga, Nick said it. Nigga always want a baby. Nigga always want a baby. You get pregnant, nigga want the baby. What a nigga don't want is the shit that come along with the baby, right? All the dramatic shit, this, that, and the third. But abortion is generally, your choice. You know what I'm saying? An irresponsible nigga would be like, whew, duck the buckshot. Let me fish this 300. But a nigga that's really about his salt is going to be looking at your ass crazy as a motherfucker for the rest of the relationship because you killed his fucking child. Anti-abortion. Again, so I'm just saying again, you don't get to argue. Again, you don't get to argue whether these you don't get to argue whether or not these attributes are true. They are.
It's gonna have an abortion. It's about the choice of telling somebody that they don't have the right.
Okay, so what I'm saying,
it's like you telling him he don't have no right to feel the way he feels.
So what I'm saying to you is this, right? Again, you get bogged, you get caught up in the specific pieces of an argument. What I'm trying to say to you is not whether or not we agree with abortion. What I'm saying to you is that if you're looking for niggas from the street to support you, you're probably looking in the wrong place other than the fact that we love you, so we're gonna support you. Pretty much all the shit that we hold as foundational is shit that you're going to disagree with as a progressive woman. And so vice versa, most of the shit that you think of as socially responsible positions are going to be positions that the street nigga is going to disagree with, but roll with your ass because you his woman. And you don't get that. And you won't get it. And you won't accept it. It just is, baby. You just got to roll with that. Now, what I kept trying to say to you is when you dealing with
I just need men to be better.
You need them to be more agreeable to what you're talking about.
No, I just need to be better.
That means more like what you're talking about.
But I mean, how can we be if we're already doing
what is better? Like I feel like I feel. Like a man feels like he feels, right?
That the fact that somebody is holding a whip to a woman, whipping their ass and saying what you can or cannot do. I just don't understand why.
That's not what I said at all. That's not what I said.
Are we gonna fight? Because if we go fight, then I'm there, goddamn it, regardless why we fighting.
We keep saying that.
Well, if y'all say y'all gonna fight, but it's not coming across as y'all gonna fight.
Well, it's not coming across because I'm not coming across with, yeah, baby, I'm happy about what you're talking about. I agree with you 100%. And yeah, shit, we down with this shit. But I'm coming to you and saying, all right, baby, you want me to fight for you, and I'm cool with that. But you got to understand, man, that you've been fucking shitting on me with this conversation for my whole life, man. We ain't never been able to have nothing to say. And I feel some kind of way about that, right? It don't mean that I don't support you. It means I feel some kind of way about the fact that you had an issue that you were staunchly opposed to me having a position on, even though it involved me. And now that the white people is legislating against you, you want me to fight. And I'm not saying I won't fight. You my woman. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight when I totally disagree with you. And I don't disagree with you. I disagree with the way that you handle the shit. Because you're telling me that we can't even have a conversation about the fact that for the last 50 years, you've been telling me that I ain't got nothing to say about it. Now you want me to have something to say about it? That's all I'm saying, babe. And you telling me, nigga, you shouldn't even feel that way. How can I not? How can I not?
That's where, see,
but the past 50 years, we still been fighting for that same right to actually be able to have the vote.
Now we with the what if is. I'm just talking about the way. I'm just talking about the way that my woman has perceived me and my position when it's time for her to be pregnant. And that position has been, nigga, shut the fuck up. And now that the white man is on some bullshit with her, now it's nigga, speak the fuck up. And I'm saying I'll speak the fuck up. But damn, you gotta hear me when I say, look, nigga, yesterday you told me to shut the fuck up. You saying I can't even say that?
No, I agree that it should be.
I can't even say that, huh? I can't even say it jokingly,
no, it just sounds like it. When I hear that, I hear it from a biased point of view to what women have done meant that, and I don't agree with that. So I just like, again, I think if we said this in previous conversations, if we treated each other better and cared more enough about each other's feelings, I don't know still right now.
I don't know how many of your homegirls is unmarried with kids, right? And I don't know how many conversations you can have with those unmarried single mothers, right? But I will guarantee you that none of them conversations had fuck to do with this nigga told me, blah, 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 blah.
But that don't mean it's right. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make it right.
So again, you keep arguing about what should be, and I keep telling you what
here's
is.
The thing about me, though.
Okay, well let's just go because we ain't never gonna.
Here's the thing, though.
Even when I agree with
you,
I'm still not saying the right thing.
When it comes to me, because this is how I feel, right? Because I know fundamentally, when it comes down to whatever decision you make, it's your decision. I really don't err on the side either or, man. It's like I'm gonna be here.
That's because you've been trained to do that. You've been trained to not even give them a fucking opinion.
So, like at the end of the day,
you might say the wrong shit,
but I'm still gonna fight. If we gonna fight, let's fight. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. Like I don't, because at the end of the day, regardless who put legislation, if you want to go run into a pole belly first, can't nobody stop you from doing that shit.
But again,
you see what I'm saying?
To realize that if more women, I get what Nick's saying. But if more women felt that protection, then maybe they wouldn't be inclined to make decisions without your input.
So now it's a reason why we're not in the conversation.
A lot of that stuff goes back to a very personal point of view on individual situations.
But I still want to fight.
No.
I'm more or less talking about the bill.
Oh, so I see. No. You just have. I haven't been clear. I haven't been clear. I see what it is. You keep thinking I'm talking about something other than Roe versus Wade, but I'm not. I keep telling you I'm not.
It doesn't like you're talking about the bill.
Here, let me tell you. You kind of just said it, right? When you say, yeah, go back 50 years. When I'm saying for the last 50 years, what I'm saying is, I should say 60 years, right? What is it? How many years is it? 57 years or something like that? However many years. I'm just kind of rounding down. But when I say that, I'm meaning Roe versus Wade, because that was when it began. And this is my position, right? not just my position, but it's fundamentally what has happened. So 70s, you have a particular women's movement, right? And that women's movement basically is against white men, white conservative men. Change the laws, give us some shit, leave us the fuck alone. Black man ain't got fuck to do with none of this, right? All we can do is support you, because we're certainly not telling you, well, you don't got the right to nothing.
And then they kick the black man out.
But now here, let me finish. So
I get
so
that.
what happened was Roe versus Wade gets passed, and then the chant is a woman's right to choose. A woman's right to choose. Man can't tell a woman what to do with her body, right? And that is, basically it's political spill, right? But in the black community, what happens is, that shit gets taken very, very literal, right? Like, literally, we are not part of the conversation. And that is the position that generally unwed black mothers get pregnant on accident. The position they take is,
hey, it's an accident.
I got the right to my body to choose my body, not you. Nigga, you don't have shit to do. So how it comes out in nigga speak in the ghetto is, yeah, nigga, I'm pregnant. This is my motherfucking baby. Nigga, you don't got shit to do with this any motherfucker.
But hold on.
And that's what we've been living with since Roe v. Wade.
So
now
I think this is what this is where we're getting caught up on the wrong thing. Roe versus Wade was in 1973, and all it was a landmark decision of the Supreme Court in which the court ruled that the Constitution of the United States protected a pregnant woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion without excess government restriction. Not no
personal, exactly.
Government restriction.
That's what I just said.
What I'm saying is that why can't a man support that? We're not saying that your decision or us, me and you talking about what we may or may not do. This was about the government telling somebody, do you want the government to tell you what to do with yourself?
And this is what I keep.
I don't want the government to tell me what to do.
I keep trying to say to you that
that's all the bill was about, was restricting government's restriction on telling me what to do.
Okay, but what happened was, and I'm gonna say it again.
So why can't you wholeheartedly?
I'm fixing to tell you if you let me. What happened? I'll say it again. I already told you. You just threw it out the window. Right? So what happened was the bill got passed. And the whole right to choose, a woman's right to not be told what to do, was some political shit. It was white women, or women, period, telling white men, the political machine, the government, that y'all can't tell us a fucking thing. But what happened was, in the black community, how that trickled down to the ghetto was, nigga, you can't tell me what to do with my body. It's my right to choose. So now what's happening is your right to choose is being infringed upon by the same white people that gave you that right, that you kept throwing up in my motherfucking face when it was time to talk about whether we was going to have this baby or not, right? And what you saying is, okay, look, the white man is trying to take away my right to choose that they gave me in 72. And I'm saying, all right, I'm going to roll with you on this. But understand that shit, when that shit came down, you treated me like my motherfucking opinion didn't mean fuck. But I'm still gonna roll with your ass. And you telling me that that's indicative of me not supporting you. And I'm saying it's indicative of you not thinking that I'm a human being. That's what it is. That women just don't think that men have feelings. And you can treat us any kind of fucking way, change whole 180 in the middle of the motherfucking street, flip a Huey. And then we're supposed to just roll with that and just be cool. Oh shit, she changed up. It's all good. No, we fucking confused, mad, upset, depressed, feeling unvalued. Black men ain't never valued by the black women, right? Ain't that what we say? Oh no, it's the other way around. Oh, okay. I get it. I'm just saying, man. In every conversation we've had, Shell, my whole conversation has been black men just want to be heard. And your position is, nigga, shut the fuck up. That shit you talking about.
I feel like black men need to treat black women better. I've always said that.
Well, I say black men feel like we just never heard. Now,
say that.
maybe I could.
Right.
Maybe I could flip the script like a woman would do and say, well, we'll treat you better if you was hearing us. But I'm just going to just take my lumps. Black men don't treat women well. But y'all sure the fuck don't hear us talking at all, ever. Not even on the most innocuous situation. You my cousin, not my girlfriend, and you never hear me when I'm talking from what a black man really feels. You always minimize that to mean nothing. And I just be trying to say, look, this is some real shit that's happening that we need to deal with as well. And your response is always, no, we don't, because that's some bullshit.
I've always said that I think that as a whole, we need to treat each other better. We need to respect each other's point of views about better, and maybe we wouldn't be here now having conversations like this. I've always said that.
Well, I just think
but I do feel like black men need to treat black women better.
How?
In every way.
How? Specifically?
In every way imaginable.
Specifically, I want to treat my black woman better. I specifically need to know what it is I'm not seeing.
Up a court decision for your black woman.
Of course I can. I said I'm supporting her 100%.
It's more on some I'm just gonna support you type of thing, not
it
because
is.
I feel like no one should do it, period.
Because it's not my body, so I don't feel the same way.
What does it matter?
I've been trained to feel like that's not my body. I've been trained by black women to feel that way.
So what we're gonna
I've been trained. Here, let me say it again. I've been trained by black women to feel like I don't got fuck to say about what happens with your body. But I'm gonna roll with you.
I'm sorry the women that you ran on that made you feel like that.
All y'all.
So
y'all.
If you need to classify as an all, then we're gonna do that. But
my question is this:
how I feel,
are you getting the support?
That you've gone through
as
those
long as you're getting the support,
like
what does it really matter though?
To wholeheartedly support me, and you
yeah. Right, but as long as you're getting the support, what does it matter? If I made it seem like I was in it to win it, like a cheerleader with pom poms and a skirt and all the shit, what would the difference be?
It always comes back down to the Rocky Road versus vanilla ice cream to me. I say I like vanilla ice cream. You say that ain't good enough. I got to eat the Rocky Road. I eat the Rocky Road. I don't like the Rocky Road. I said I didn't like the Rocky Road, and you got a fucking attitude. But I hate the shit. You want me to eat it and like it. Damn, I say I ain't like the shit.
Right.
I can't not like nothing. Again, I'm just not a person. I'm not a whole person. My thing.
That's all.
Right, my thing is to please my woman. I'm here to please my woman.
My thing is, as long as you getting this,
not support, to feel no kind of way. I can't feel no kind of way. I certainly can't feel no kind of way that she don't understand.
And I don't even care about that part.
Well, you know what?
If you get support, what does it matter?
If that's what it's down to, pleasing y'all woman, I guess I'm glad y'all trying to please y'all woman. we go. I guess if that's the main point about it, you just don't want
black women in general,
and that's what it is. That's fine. Don't show up at the Capitol when it's marching day because you're not wholeheartedly in it, and we don't need you up there trying to support us because you're backsliding on it anyway.
I think it's bullshit for anybody that's asking for help to be trying to determine what that help looks and feels like to the person that's giving it. You got the help coming, shut the fuck up and get that. Period.
If I need you gonna co-sign completely.
If Baywatch showed up to a gun,
I asked. It's funny that you say that, Shell, because remember in the middle of the podcast, I asked, well, what happens if I just act on what I feel and don't show up?
Then don't show up.
I'm saying I'm not saying like
this is just a lie right now. Like I'm just gonna support you, but really don't feel that shit. And I don't like how much support like that.
Shell.
Maybe it's just
how have you been in a real relationship with a grown ass man? That is what relationship is. You know why it is that? Because you say it all the time. You say men are from Venus, Mars, however the fuck that shit goes, right? And what that says to me is that, Venus and Mars. Right. So what that says to me is that there is a fundamental difference in the way that men and women see things. Now it's funny that men say, okay, well, shit. You know, even if we say it in a fucked up way, right? Oh yeah, she don't see shit. She wants some emotional shit, whatever. We always recognize the fact that men and women see things differently, and we rarely require you to see things from or to actually adopt our point of view. We simply want you to understand what that point of view is, whether you fucking agree with it or not. Women, on the other hand, seem to not only want us to agree with you, but actually feel you as well. And I'm saying, like, if we so different, how is that possible? How is that possible on a consistent basis? How, even if you went through 10 days, right, of getting along, everything that you said, your nigga not only said, yeah, baby, but he really agreed with you, right? He really felt that shit. Everything that you said for 10 days. On that 11th day, you say some shit that this nigga really just don't agree with, and you saying he can't even say that to you? That's crazy.
Saying, shut up and let me finger you anyway, idiot. No.
That's crazy. That is crazy to me. But again, it's crazy, but it's more common than I'm actually making it out to be. You feel what I'm saying? I purposely put things in a raw way, right? So that you guys can kind of see how you make us feel. Because you have no idea. You never have an idea. Even in the conversation when the niggas say
you don't support
look,
us wholeheartedly.
even in the conversation, even in a conversation when a nigga is saying, damn, I just feel like I'm not being heard, the woman's response is, yeah, nigga, well, some other shit.
Hey.
Even when a nigga is saying in the conversation, I just feel like you're just not really hearing me. The woman is saying, yeah, I ain't hearing you, nigga, because you're talking about that shit you're talking about. Like, damn, I feel how I feel. But then here's the funny shit. If I go through enough of those scenarios with you at the beginning, and I recognize when that shit is coming, because it doesn't feel good. Let me just say that, right? As a man, it don't feel good. If a nigga could cry, that's what it felt like, right? It's really what it feels like when your woman refuses to acknowledge whatever it is that you say. It is heart-wrenching, right?
So how do you
Let me
think
just say that
like
we're not talking about women, we're talking about me. We're not talking about women. But we're not, see, again, you with this what if, you with what about is we don't never get to solve a problem. We don't never get to solve a problem because whenever I have a problem, the woman is saying, well, nigga,
both of us feel in that given moment, then we can't.
How we go
by myself?
Okay, so when I'm telling you, okay, so if you step on my toe, right? If you stomp on my toe, when I'm telling you, in the moment that I'm telling you, God damn, that shit hurt, I'm supposed to be telling you, I know the shit felt funny for your feet too.
I disagree with that.
No, motherfucker, I'm supposed to be telling you how I feel. I tell you how I feel. You acknowledge how I feel, and then you tell me how you feel.
You say you don't hear us. That's what I'm saying.
Say it again.
I'm commenting on Kevin. He said black women don't hold themselves accountable for anything they say. I said that's not true. I said just like you said we don't understand you. I said I feel like we feel like
I didn't say you don't hear. I didn't say you didn't understand me. I said you don't hear me.
Okay,
and that's the big problem.
I'm saying that we feel like you don't understand us. So in that
retrospect, we had that whole conversation.
Nobody.
We had that whole conversation.
Exactly. He don't know we had that conversation. That's why I'm saying we tackled this. We said that there's definitely a disconnect there.
But the disconnect is not where you think it is, though, Shell. And this is what men keep saying, right? I don't know how many times I have to say to you, right, in a conversation, I understand what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from. The minute that I tell you I don't agree with you, I don't understand you from your point of view. But I've always understood you. So when you say you want us to understand, it's not understanding you want. It's agreement that you want. You want me to agree and foster your idea as my own. And what I'm saying is that shit happens a lot of times. Sometimes it doesn't. And in the times that it doesn't, you are relentless about not accepting that. Relentless to the point of, like I say, you know, a nigga feels worthless talking to a black woman about how. Imagine, right? A nigga breaks down, a nigga, thug ass nigga, kicking niggas in the ass in the streets and some more shit. He sit down at the table with his woman and says, look, babe, this shit been going on for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I've been feeling like this, woo woo. You know, I feel like when I'm telling you things about myself and how I feel about shit, you just not hearing me. You always come back and tell me some different shit about what it is that I feel. You interpret what I say instead of listening to the words that I'm saying as being factual, this, that, and the third. And the effect of it is making me feel more and more like you don't value me as a person. And then your response is, yeah, but nigga, whatever else. It's just some fuck shit, man. That ain't no way to be in no relationship. That's what niggas are saying. That's what niggas are saying. A nigga can't. So what happens is a nigga says, I'm tougher than this shit anyway. I sure the fuck ain't gonna sit down with this motherfucker, lay my shit all on the table, have her shit on my fucking feelings, and then I gotta fucking walk with my fucking chest high. Fuck that. I ain't saying shit. Whatever the fuck she's saying, all right. Hopefully I could say all right in a convincing enough fashion to where she don't realize that I don't really agree with her. Because she didn't let me know that I can't disagree with her. That is disastrous to the relationship. And my job is to keep the relationship going. I don't know what the fuck you there for. Find fault in me or what the fuck. But my job as a man is to move us forward. Every time I have a conversation, I say it all the time, niggas don't waste words. Every time I have a conversation with my woman, it's for a fucking specific point. I'm trying to get some fucking where else. Every time she having a conversation with me, we're talking about some shit that don't matter, fucking housewives and fucking whoever and some other bullshit. Yeah, she sit down and start talking about her feelings. I'm right there, attentive as a motherfucker, present in the conversation, asking the right questions because I'm really fucking trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with her. But when it comes my time, I already know I ain't getting the same fucking treatment. So I don't even sit down. I'm just a tough nigga. Nothing bothers me. I got no complaints.
And that's what we need to do better at. I agree. I think with each other is where I think that's a divide. And I think we need to do better with actually listening and caring and applying and listening what we heard. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. That there is a great divide. I do. But on this matter, I need you to agree with me wholeheartedly that people can't tell women what to do with their body. And I need you to come strong with that. And if you can't come strong with it, then don't come at it at all because I don't need you to do it just because I'm your cousin or that's your woman. I want you to do it because it's inhumane to tell somebody what to do. I'm not co-signing no bill to tell you what to do. Consequently, there is no bill in existence that tells men what to do. So the fact that there is makes it already unorthodox. So the fact that you just can't jump on it because it's the right thing to do is bullshit to me.
What you don't understand is that's why 90% of the people who voted, that's why the bill has passed.
How the fuck y'all feel about it?
Because it was the right thing to do.
Like, babe, I need you to say that's not right.
So that's why the bill was passed, because it was the right thing to do. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that makes sense. The bill was passed because people were trying to do the right thing. I don't think the people gonna let them take that from us. And we can fight regardless. You know what I'm saying? We can fight because it's our right, first of all, and it is basically inhumane to tell anybody what to do with their body. So we gonna fight against that regardless, because if it ain't y'all, they gonna come at us. We ain't gonna let them control how we reproduce. We ain't gonna do none of that. Everybody got to get to them polls and fight the way they fight. Yeah. Do legislation. Period.
I think on the one hand, Shell is right in terms of us as a community needing to stand behind our women and whatever rights it is that they had bestowed upon them that has become commonplace in the world. In terms of the actual idea of abortion or not, I'm conservative as shit in my thinking, but I'm also a nigga, right? So I realize that, what I feel about most shit don't matter no fucking way, right? So I avoid those arguments and those conversations as much as possible. In my personal life, like I said, all three of my boys have come at a time when the mamas was like, I ain't really trying to have no kid right now. And I was on some shit like, well, either you gonna have the kid or the kid ain't gonna have you. One of the two. So I was on some bullshit and thoroughly up in a woman's, right to choose and some more shit. Doesn't mean that it's right. Just means that my life is kind of different than the position that, I argue as the devil's advocate in this box right here. And that position is, really firm. And that is that, just like you said, when you're talking about going up against the political machine, especially the GOP, and you got to be talking about, having your ducks lined up and everything fucking in order. And, this ain't just no general conversation that you can just get mad at or emotional about and then throw your fucking, throw your flag on the ground and shit and walk away from the fight. It's going to have to be strategic. One of the fucking things that you have to do in being strategic in political activism is being able to talk to people about things that you may not agree upon. You know what I'm saying? And being able to convince people with logical arguments to your point of view as opposed to holding them emotionally hostage. You know what I'm saying? Because again, when you do that, what you end up eliciting is a lot of promises, especially from politicians. They tell you whatever the fuck they need to tell you to get you out the office. Whatever is not going to start no big ass backlash. And then they go put their efforts and energy and money towards something that, they can kind of, feel themselves and shit, right? Or their particular constituents can feel. So if you're talking about being politically active, then the first thing that you want to do is identify yourself as a particular constituency to a particular candidate. And then you want to, get like-minded people, around you to have the discussion on how to strategically fucking, approach this particular person or this group of people, this political action committee or whatever it is, right? And again, you have to be prepared to listen to different points of views and maybe even, compromise your point of view sometimes and shit, right? Just to get things done. Okay, well, I'm trying to get 5 things done. They're only trying to do 2. I'm going to do these 2 right now, and I'll do the other 3 next week or whatever the fuck you got to do. But I think that where we are as a community of people is we are incommunicado. We are so mad at one another about shit that none of us had nothing to do with. Just, how the people before us kind of set shit up that we just don't be hearing one another and shit, right? Like whatever the other person is talking about is not as important as you waiting for them to finish talking so you can say what you got to say. You feel what I'm saying? And so we never get to the point of really being able to communicate and get on the same page so that we can, start doing some shit. But again, that's just us. You know what I'm saying? Every other group of people, and then a lot of younger Black people and shit nowadays are kind of able to come together and have conversations outside of, the man-woman hate each other dynamic and shit, right? But the one thing that Shell does say that I do agree with is that we got to do better on every side. With that, I will say that we went 2 hours, damn.
Yes, sir.
It's hot topics, man. It's fucking hot topics.
Yes, man.
Yes. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today to Piranha StreamCast live at 5/7 Central. I want to give a big shout out to my fellow Piranhas, Mr. Nick Nass and Miss Nick Mo. We always say we can't do this without you guys. Having a little connectivity issues, but shit, we still got it in good today.
Yeah, we
Thank
did.
everybody for joining us on YouTube and Facebook Live. Catch us on the replay, both platforms. Leave a comment while you're catching us on the replay. If you missed anything, like, share, subscribe. Go over to YouTube and give us a sub over there. Hit the notification bells, all that good shit. We have been live at 5 from the Piranha Pine. And now we